Okay. Well, we appreciate your time for this preparation for this.
The sound is really garbled.
Stand right in here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, right there.
Okay, so thank you very much for this opportunity for to run this workshop today. And first of all, I really appreciate Jennifer's support and her time in preparation of this workshop today. Thank you. And I can. So first of all, so today our topic is scientific workflow and gateway. And I want to define scientific workflow gateway roughly. So what is scientific? It's a very broad idea, but to be scientific, it could be methodical, systematic, and principle-based. So scientific, and how about gateway? Gateway, when I heard about this vocabulary at the beginning, so I can imagine there is one gate and there is a way. So we can open the gate and I can see the gate. So that's a gateway, right? And scientific gateway can be understood as like in this way. So when I imagine like scientific gateway, I can consider car factory. Okay, so car factory. So when I open the factory, there is a gate, right? And there is some multiple lines. That lines producing like each different like a car, such as truck, bus, SUV, sports car. But there are certain lines, multiple lines. It doesn't need to be multiple lines, but there are some lines inside. And I consider that particular line, each line can be workflow. So that's a work, also kind of flow, right? So workflow means you can see like assembling, producing car in our case here. But at the beginning, you need to make your car body first, and then we need to assemble wheel, windows, step by step, right? So those like procedure can be understood as a workflow, okay? So, but these whole process should be scientific. Scientific, so that's why we call scientific gateway and workflows. And after this session, I hope all of you have better understanding about scientific gateway and workflow, and I hope you can use this idea or environment for your research, future research, because it's very new, but also very useful for your research, make your research more efficiently. Especially when you need to do some collaboration, I think this is very good framework and also platform. So as I broadly explain what gateway and workflows are, gateway is a platform, workflow is a task, okay? So let's talk a little bit more about specifically. By the way, if you are just joining the meeting right now, then I hope all of you make your own account from HydroShare. That's prerequisite here, you can see. And when you create your account and to use Jupyter Hub web app, you need to identify your organization as University of Hawaii, so that administrator or Jennifer for our session will allow you to access the web app, okay? And in the main sessions, I have 4 sections, and we will have a break after the third session. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about scientific gateway and workflows briefly. So I have a motivations. So many science have become a data intensive due to numerous simulations, digital collection methods, and instrumentation producing many terabytes of data. Moreover, new highly complex and massively large data sets are expected by novel and more complex scientific instruments and numerical simulations that will become available in the next decades. The handling, exploring, and using of these data to make scientific discoveries poses a challenge that require adoption of new approaches in organizing scientific collaboration and using computing and storage resources. To this extent, scientific gateways and workflows have emerged as a paradigm for researchers to collaborate as well as formalize and structure complex scientific experiments in order to enable and accelerate scientific discoveries and reproducibility. Furthermore, funding agencies are requiring this data management plan while citing data for publication for science and scientific gateways and workflows combine to provide a framework to enable research communities with computing resources to orchestrate scientific applications and tools via web-based graphical user interface. Okay, so nowadays this is very important, and whenever you publish your paper, the journals require like data management plan, and I think scientific gateway we will discuss today will be very helpful to manage your data effectively and efficiently. And so the benefit of scientific gateway will be improve researcher to focus on their research effort, scientific research effort, and less on setting on the cyber infrastructure they would need to carry out heavy computation. And it provides access to large community data sets and provide the assembling of research knowledge and reproducible science. And you also foster collaboration among researchers and scientific communities. Okay. So this is a platform having a lot of functions that could be the HPC, high performance computing services, and also you can use like Jupyter Notebook or MATLAB in this platform. Okay. So that's a huge benefit. Local computer may not have a high computing power, but once you can access to this, once you decide to use this platform for your research and collaboration, you can benefit from this web app and resources in this gateway, scientific gateway. And how about benefits of scientific workflow? Workflow has been adopted by scientific communities as valuable tools to perform data-heavy computational tasks necessary for experimentation. Workflows enable researchers to perform data analysis and computation. So if you have a standardized like a programming code, okay, and you need to work on all together, not only for only you, but there are some collaborators together. But the computation is very heavy. It's hard to run each code from local computer, but also it's hard to share what you have in your code simultaneously. So workflow, scientific workflow within this scientific gateway make you easier to communicate with your collaborator and also manage your data and code effectively, because they can actually access to both exact your data or code from this platform. So that's why it makes your research very effectively and efficient. If you have any question, please interrupt me anytime. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So data-intensive research continues to be a substantial portion of research interest. Cyber infrastructure and access to it help with data management plan that more commonly must be satisfied. Okay. Some funding agencies expect research grants have attached data management plan to proposal to ensure the data does not disappear and proper dissemination of research occurs. So that's why, again, scientific gateway and workflow is very important nowadays. So key points are here. Scientific gateways are online community spaces providing web-based resources for accessing data, software, computing services, and equipment specific to needs of research discipline. And scientific workflows are computational processes which aid in the automation and managing of data-intensive computing tasks, while also removing the direct handling of cyber infrastructure complexity from users. So now we move to the second section. So we will talk more about scientific gateway, and I will give you some popular example of scientific gateway in academia. So using a gateway will be the main focus of this workshop. So you will get first-hand experience using scientific gateway with a predetermined data set. And data set, the gateway we will be exploring in the next episode is HydroShare. So, which is a gateway created for water science and sharing and analyzing water data. But as you know, I'm from finance business school. I believe this platform may not only for the water science or hydrology professionals, because as long as you have your own data and you can use this platform for your own research. So on behalf of like humanity, science, social science, and business major researchers, I will encourage all of them to can use this platform for their own research, and that's totally possible. And that will be our hands-on activity at the end of this workshop. So I will share some stock price like data sets, and we will do some like technical analysis of stock with US stock market. Okay. So scientific gateway features. So as I said, it has a high performance computing resource and workflow tools, data storage, metadata, documentation tools, general or domain specific analytic and visualization software, collaborative interfaces, HPC job submission tools, and education modules. And if you want to develop your own scientific gateway, that's also totally possible. There is one resource called Scientific Gateways Community Institute. So in 2016, a team led by the San Diego Supercomputing Center was awarded a National Science Foundation grant to establish an institute to accelerate the development of scientific gateway, which address the needs of researchers across NSF's directorate. So I can actually show you what it is. So here is the website, you can see. And SGCI, right? And you can see their information, services, but they have an education program here. For example, sustainability training, which is very popular topic nowadays. And yeah, see they have some like a 4 days education program. And there are also some travel information for this education program. Also, the student focus program. So there is internship information. You can have some network and coding opportunity. So you can learn some coding in this resource. Also, they have an annual conference, you can see. So they have an annual conference, you can see, and also what like papers and topics was discussed recent years. So you can actually check in detail from their website. Yeah, so I think I found this resource very useful. So you can actually navigate a little bit more later. Okay. So SGCI, Science Gateway Community Institute, offer a full range of services and expertise, including building and running gateways, and software developers' expertise in building and enhancing existing gateway in the area of graphic design, cybersecurity, business and sustainability planning, and user engagement. And they also provide some education and training program. So if you are interested in developing your scientific gateway, or if you want to know more about like theoretic understanding about scientific gateway and workflows, I think this website is a must. You need to check. And now I give you like 5 popular existing scientific gateways, and all of them are related to natural science and data science. I want to share these gateways because even though you are not in that field, but you can actually benefit from their web app or their services for your own research. So first one is a cyber infrastructure for phylogenetic research, CyPress. CyPress is a gateway for systematic and population biology and phylogenetics related research. And they have relevant data, also some tools to manage your workflows for the research. Second one is ChemCompute. So ChemCompute, right? So the ChemCompute is a scientific gateway targeted towards the chemistry community and students. And the website contains pages for accessing data, various simulation and solver tools, as well as support for computational job submitters to their cloud clusters for workflow applications. So they have many the workflow functions inside. Mainly this is for the chemistry discipline. Third one is Unidata. So Unidata is a diverse community of research and educational institutions which share geoscience data and the tools to access and visualize it. Yes, so that's the fourth one is open topography. Sorry. Fourth one is open topography. So open topography is a gateway which targets the earth science community. So this is also a web-based system developed to give access to earth science-oriented LiDAR topography data. So that's the key part. And also the last one, which we will use in this workshop, that's a HydroShare. The HydroShare is an online collaboration environment for sharing data, models, and code for water science community. And yeah, so as you see, like all these scientific gateways are related to natural science, and it has their own strengths. But once you use like a certain scientific gateway, they are more specialized in certain data sets. So if you are like a water science scientist, and you may want to use HydroShare more than any other scientific gateway because you can use the data, water science related data for free. And you can also see like other people's like work related to that particular data within that scientific gateway. So the key points are scientific gateways can provide researcher various features such as computational resources, workflow tools, and collaborative interface. There are various resources available for researchers interested in developing scientific gateway that can help educate them on various aspects of gateway development and where to get started. There are many scientific gateway aimed for scientific research community already in existence. So now I can end the second session, second part of my workshop. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. Thank you. And let's move on to the next section. HydroShare. So I will explain more about HydroShare and its function. So you can actually, we can actually use this HydroShare's like functionality to create the workflows as well as run your for your collaboration. So according to the HydroShare website, HydroShare is a web-based hydrologic information system, and it is developed and maintained by a consortium of universities for the advancement of hydrologic science, WASH, and was established for users to share and publish data and models. HydroShare makes this information available in a citable, shareable, and discoverable manner. And this collaborative aspect of HydroShare is one of its most useful features. and it enables users to work as team in a web-based environment. Additionally, HydroShare includes tools such as web application backed by computational resources, which can be used to perform tests on data within HydroShare. These web apps usually provide user with scientific workflows to perform computational analysis. So, okay, so the HydroShare allow you, share your data effectively, and also you can collaborate with your fellows effectively, and also you can discover and use existing data for your own research. And if the scientific gateway is specialized in certain discipline, and that discipline is relevant to your research, and that scientific gateway is perfect for you, and this HydroShare is perfect for the water science. And how HydroShare works? There are 5 steps you can see. So first, you can actually collect your own data, create your own data set by using machine learning algorithm or hand collecting, or you can also collect the data from many various resources like websites. And then you can create your own data set and you can publish or share the data set, upload your data set on this scientific gateway. So that's the second thing. So you can upload your data on the scientific gateway, in our case, HydroShare. And you need to define each variable for data with some descriptions. That is we call like a metadata. Metadata. So metadata contains the definition or description of the data in your work related to your workflow. Okay? So your collaborator have no questions about what is what in terms of the data description or definition. And of course, once you upload your data and describe what it is, what are they, then you can actually share your data with your collaborator, and there is a function to share. You can invite your collaborators to your workflow, or they can discover you, and then they can join your group, especially. So you can create your own group. If you're originator of the project, then you can actually invite them, or they can find you that particular group, and then people can collaborate together. Of course, if you are sure about your scientific workflows, you can actually publish that work, but that's not really necessary. For our workshop, my workflows wasn't published yet. It's a private, but it's coverable so that you can actually, it's a private actually for now. So, but you can actually search the group which I defined today. So you can find the group to access that private workflow, and you will see what workflow is later. So HydroShare website defines a resource, which is very important. So resource as a functional unit of digital content in HydroShare that contains data and model files and their corresponding metadata. Resources act as a container into which the shareable content is placed. Okay. And together, data, models, and your metadata form the resource, which acts as a single unit of digital content. where much of HydroShare's functionality is based on. A resource can hold multiple files of different types and enable user to manage access, version, and share with colleagues and collaborative groups. Content within a resource can be either public or private, each with their own unique identifier, DOI, if published. Otherwise, you will get at least URL for the citation. So here, when you are logging to HydroShare, okay, this is your first page, you can see. And yeah. And now I want to show you how to create resource. And first, you can click the create button in the top right navigation menu. So I have here the screen. Here is the HydroShare screen, yeah, the main page. Okay, on the top right corner, you can see create, right? You can click create button to make your own workflow or resource. Okay. You can click the create button, and you will see 3 options: resource, collection, web app, connector. So resource is, as I said, this is it could be workflow, it could be data set. Collection is a list of resources. It's a multiple resources in a collection. So it has more than one resources. And lastly, web app connector. So we have a certain web app connector, and also you can actually, if you want to use certain web app outside from HydroShare, you can use this web app connector. So you can actually benefit those exterior resources into HydroShare platform. Yes. So I actually create the resource named Technical Analysis of US Stock. As you see here, okay, here, how HydroShare will create the new resource and direct to the landing page. The resource is now ready for adding files and metadata. The metadata section within the resource include, but are not limited to a section for abstract keyword, geographic coverage, references, comments, and content section where files are added into. And it is very important to emphasize the use of metadata to the resource. Otherwise, other people may not understand your data and your work. And it is what makes content within it interpretable and discoverable. And if making the resource public or discoverable, user must at least fill out a descriptive title, abstract, and one subject keyword. Okay. So here is, I add more information here. Maybe I can just show you my screen of HydroShare. Okay. So you can see my screen here, HydroShare. And you can click home button on top here. And then right next to home button, you can see my resources. Click. As you see, I have a one resource named Technical Analysis of US Stock. And click. And then it's a private. You can see some information, but I add some abstract here. So this Jupyter Notebook extract the daily stock data from Yahoo Finance and illustrate technical analysis of US stocks. And I add some keywords here. Okay. And since this is US data, I just roughly cover like a United States territory. Okay. And then you can add your workflow or data files or metadata files in this content. So I have only one Jupyter Notebook here, but you can actually see later. To create your own metadata, sometimes that's kind of complicated. So, but HydroShare make it easier. So instead of creating your own metadata file, you can actually add some information below here. So I have some data called low, date, high, open, close, slope, cane, volume. And I just define every variable so that people can understand what data are, okay, and meaning of this data. And although, as I said, although I didn't publish this resource, but you can still have some URL or citation. So people can cite this resource for their research. Or you can add some comments here below. But if you want to, edit your resource, you can click this pencil button. Then you can actually edit abstract, keyword, coverage. Even you can actually update your data, content file here. Of course, you can update your metadata again. Once you're done, just click some other button, then the new information is updated. I want to emphasize, once you publish your resource in this HydroShare platform, you cannot change anymore. So you want to make sure, like, triple times whether the data and metadata, everything are correct. Otherwise, you just publish irrelevant or inaccurate resource to share with other collaborators or other people. Okay. Do you have any other questions so far? Thank you. Okay. So content, I already mentioned the importance of publication. So if you want to share your resource, okay, here is a button, like a human button plus. You can actually click this, and then you can invite your friends or group. And first of all, so you need to define or create your own group to share. And so you need to create a group, right? And then you need to go collaborate button on the top. Maybe I can show you from the HydroShare website. Okay, on top here, you see collaborate. Click. And you see two options, groups and communities. Groups is just group, okay? And community is the multiple groups. So it contains multiple groups within the community. But now we want to just talk about a group. And you can create your own group, but if someone already create a group, you can just search the group name. So for our workshop, uh, Hawaii Data Science Institute workshop, today's date. So you will see like this group is discoverable. So all of you can join this group later. So when you create your own group, I came back to the Moya framework here. So you have a see like a group name, purpose, and you need to describe the group. And for our group today, I set the auto approve membership. So once you click the member join the group, then automatically you can join the group right away. And privacy, since I need you to join this group, so I make it discoverable, but you can set it public and private depending on your purpose. And I want to talk about the HydroShare web app. So web app is a functionality built in this scientific gateway, HydroShare. And there are multiple like libraries. You can see data series viewer, data what, for app, MATLAB, Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter like Hub. So we will use this Jupyter Hub for our session later. So these web apps are how users can work with data that is stored within HydroShare. And you use all these functions later. And yeah, so key points are here. So scientific gateway like HydroShare gives researcher access to domain-specific data set and workflow, which can help in the analysis and visualization of data. HydroShare provides tools to create resources, which can contain data, models, workflows, and other useful resources researchers can use and expand on. HydroShare provides users simple ways to openly collaborate with the public community, primarily with the specific individuals or research group consisting of individuals with similar interests. Web apps in HydroShare can be used in gain access to computational resources and workflows which perform data analysis tests. Okay. Now I complete the third section of my workshop, and now we have a last section. And maybe I will have a 5-minute break. So, and then I will continue. Can I start? Let's start the main part of our workshop. So we will do the data analysis and collaboration using HydroShare workflows. And you will learn and you will know how users discover and join an existing research group in HydroShare, and how users access existing resources and scientific workflow in the group, and how users use an existing workflow to carry out data analysis. So first, you need to discover or find a research HydroShare group. So you can go to collaborate on top. on top, you can actually click the group, right? And then you can actually find the group named HIDSI workshop 042123. If I'm too fast, and please, let me know. If you are once you are joined the group, and once you find this group, then you can request access by clicking "Ask to join," and automatically you can be the part of the group workshop group here. Okay. And when you join the group here, you'll see just one resource shared in this group called Technical Analysis of US Data and US Stock. So this resource is actually private, still private, but but this resource is shared with this particular group, Hawaii Data Science Institute. So you can actually, once you join this group, you can actually see this private resource. So for this exercise, you will use existing share resource containing both data and Jupyter Notebook workflow to perform some visualization and data analysis. And the purpose of this exercise is to demonstrate how a gateway can provide a collaborative environment and demonstrate how data workflows can ease the researcher burden of programming certain computation tests from scratch and amplify usefulness of gateway and workflow in the reproducibility of scientific results. Okay. So first, I think, so since we will use a Jupyter Notebook functionality within HydroShare, notebooks can be launched from HydroShare, and notebook can access the contents of HydroShare resources, and notebooks can save results back into HydroShare. It's the function you can see. And before doing some analysis, I want to emphasize this information. So information contained on this website and the resources available for this workshop through this website are not intended as and shall not be understood or construed as financial advice. So this is just for the exercise. Okay. Yeah, so from now on, I will share my screen, HydroShare screen. So I will join group here. What you see? Okay. And then I can click this resource. And right, so to use this resource, okay, so you want to open the file, the contents file here below by clicking open with Flash Jupyter Hub. Okay. On the top right corner, you will see open with, right? And the fourth one, Push Jupyter Hub and click. And you will see like the terms of use, and I agree to. Okay. And then sign in with HydroShare. Authorize. And you follow me, right? And then you can actually click the Python version 3.8. And then at the bottom of the screen, you will see Start button and click Start button. And your server is starting up. Let's wait a little bit. It takes a little bit time for. Do you already open the file already or no? Oh, okay. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Candice. It's almost done. And it takes longer than my expectation, but it could happen, so please bear with me. Yeah, I think mine takes longer than others. Yeah, it takes doesn't. Yeah, normally it takes about like 10 seconds. I think 15 seconds might be longest in my experience, but I don't know why. But stay with me. Okay. Okay, I'll redo it one more time. Thank you. Oh, okay. In this case, maybe. Maybe I think that's better. You can have one. So now you have a slip here. So the first step, you need to install this data actually from the uh, Python like libraries, but it's imported. And then now we will do some technical analysis of stock prices. So there are some examples I prepared, and you can choose whatever you want. But if you want more, there are more tickers. Okay? So stock tickers you can find from this website. But now I will just choose my stock as Coca-Cola, so KO, and then I run import the data, okay, and then I can just plot the first one. So you'll see like relative performance with the red one is Coca-Cola stock price since 2021, and the dark black line is S&P 500 index, and relatively Coca-Cola perform much better than stock index, right? And let's do the next one, Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band are two standard deviations above and below the 20 days moving average. So you will see like upper bound and lower bound. and always it's like in between, like the movement, always between these two standard deviation like zone, right? And you see like current stock price is close to the upper bound, meaning that it's kind of their momentum is quite high enough. So it could be, it could be crashed like anytime, potentially with a higher possibility than the other time. And lastly, you see like a stochastic oscillator. So stochastic oscillator is a momentum indicator comparing the current close price with the current recent price range. So you need to define like a fast K, slow D. Well, I just follow the general like definition, but you can actually change this parameter. Like for me, I just using like 15 days, like missing 15 days data, and 5-day moving average of fast K and 3-day moving average of slow K. But if you want to change like 6-day or 4 days moving average, that's totally possible. But and now you run the code, you see like the current like the price like momentum is above 80, meaning that normally if the momentum is above 80, it's a kind of sell signal. But if it's below 20, it's a kind of buy signal. So currently it's too high. So historically, all the time it goes down like below 80, but now it's close to 100. So it naturally will be, you will experience the stock price going down with a higher probability. But if you set up that like a trading rule based on this stochastic oscillator, you can find the signals. And as I said, stochastic oscillator indicates sell your stock. Okay? And then you want to share your findings, like this, like the technical findings, analysis finding with your group member together. And but you need to define your data, everything. So now you need to define the metadata variables, keyword, abstract, title, files. And from your analysis of both, you already have like a image file, JPG, from the upper code. And you have your own, like, keep your notebook here, so you can just run this code, right? And then now you want to make your findings for your analysis. You want to make this your analysis or findings as a resource, another separate resource in your account, and share with your group member. And this code will help you to create your own finding as a single separate resource. And now when you run the code, you need to input your username. So I just input my username. So, and password. And the file is saved in HydroShare server. And then next code, this code create your own resource based on your findings. So now it's one creating resource, adding files. Right? So you have a link here at the bottom, right? And then you can click. And now you have a separate resource named Stock Technical Analysis Report. if you follow me, you have the same like title. So eventually we want to share our findings together, right? So maybe I'll change the title a little bit this way, like Coca-Cola and save change. Okay. And you see like there are some plots, like a JPG file you see, and your notebook also here. Then now I share this one with your group member. Now, so do you follow me? Like on the right hand side, yeah, the top right corner, you see like a human, so plus, and so click it, and then you can give access to the group name, Hawaii Data Science Institute. Then you can actually decide whether shareable, discoverable, private. I'll just keep it private, but share with my group members and close it. And I can go back to the group, our group. See, yeah, so you see like, I just upload my findings, stock technical analysis report, Coca-Cola. Yeah, so this is a separate file, but this report also you can access through this group, okay? So, do you follow me? Okay. So, the key points here at the end. Scientific gateways such as HydroShare enable researchers to form and join groups and communities within the gateway with similar research interests. An existing workflow can be discoverable and used to aid researchers perform visualization and analysis on their data, eliminating the need to write all the necessary foundational codes. So to summarize, I believe scientific gateway and scientific workflow make your data management as fair, findable, accessible, interoperable, and useful, but also your research, make your research also fair. So that's a benefit and a huge potential for by using this scientific gateway and workflow. Thank you. Attending your this workshop and your participation. Thank you very much.